Thank you, Mark. And welcome, everyone. I'm sure Marion's looking down at this wonderful crowd and just being so delighted. And I'm sure if Bill was here, he would feel exactly the same way. I and my wife are probably the least musical people in the room. So our connection with Bill and Marion had nothing to do with music, other than an obtuse way. Marion and Bill were our next door neighbors. Now, we had moved into the neighborhood before them, and you've probably all been through this. When you know you're getting new neighbors, you're very apprehensive. Are they going to be the neighbors from hell or heaven? In our case, we thought we'd just have to wait and see. But the first thing we observed about our neighbors long before we met them was about mid-afternoon, there'd be this stream of cars arrive, sit for a half an hour, and then leave, and be replaced by another car. Ruth Ann thought that they were maybe bootlegging. And I thought they were just running a very efficient brothel. We did interact with their students from time to time because they would get confused about which house to enter. And we would find them wandering around in our house looking for a piano. That was probably the last place they would ever find a piano. And occasionally we would meet the parents because, at least on one occasion, one of the parents found herself a little pressed for time. And she persuaded us to let her wash her hair in our bathroom while her daughter was taking a music lesson from Marion. So we did become a bit acquainted with the flow of students. It turned out, though, to our liking, that Bill and Marion were fantastic neighbors. And we enjoyed their neighborly company for about 7 years. We left Thunder Bay 35 years ago, but we never left Bill and Marion far behind. They were great travel companions, and as you know, they've traveled much of the world. And we were fortunate to travel quite a bit of it with them. Some of the places we've been were Myrtle Beach, Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, Spain, Italy, and God forgive, Croatia and Bosnia. These were great trips. I remember one in particular in Jamaica, where we both had our kids with us. And one thing Marion loved was to have fun. And they had a toga party there. And Marion and Bill and Ruth Ann and I decided to put on a skit at this toga party. I won't go into the details, but let's say that we won first place, hands down, and our kids almost refused to acknowledge who we were the rest of the holiday. They were great travelers. They took in the local culture, they took in the local food. They didn't expect to go to some other country and find things as they were in Thunder Bay or Canada or North America. And that's so important in terms of enjoying your travel. And they always had a great time. One of the things that I'm sure Marion had to do as a major responsibility was explain at the end of the day to Bill what he had missed during his naps. Bill loved to nap. Actually, on the way to Myrtle Beach, I was driving and he was a navigator. And as we approached this key intersection and not wondering which way to turn, and I looked over and Bill was intently studying the map spread out in his lap. And when I asked whether I turned right or left or went straight ahead, I suddenly realized he was sound asleep. When we were in Spain, it was a stay-put holiday, and just about every day we would do a day trip on the bus. And Bill would be asleep on the bus before we left the parking lot. We did many things with Bill and Marion. We played bridge, we cross-country skied, we golfed. None of them very well, but we had a lot of fun doing it. Actually, one of the golf trips, we had them over for a brunch, and that's when we learned that Marion didn't do well with seafood, because I fed them bloody Caesars, and her golf game was mixed with swing once, throw up, swing once, throw up. She stuck out the whole 18 holes, and nobody asked to play through. Marion had a great sense of humor, and that could best be demonstrated by a little story. We were still living there, and they had invited us for a dinner party in their backyard the next night. It was a nice spring time of the year, and they had invited us over and had told us that Marion was going to go strawberry picking in the morning, so we would have strawberries for dessert. Well, it had to be a very slow news day in Thunder Bay, because at 11 o'clock news they announced that the Gammon Berry Patch was going to be closed. So we didn't know quite what to do, because we knew that's where they were going. And I didn't want to phone them in case they were in bed. So we wrote a note and stuck it on their windshield. And it turns out, I guess she was going with Sheila White, who already spoke here. And Sheila was sitting on the front steps to go strawberry picking, and Dave locked her out. So you were both in the dinner, but that's not the funny part. We went that night to their backyard for this lovely barbecue, and when dessert time rolled around, Marion proceeded to go around with an empty bowl offering everybody strawberries. My youngest son immediately thought she was a bit bonkers, and he was totally convinced of it when she came around a little later and asked him if he wanted a second helping. Our friendship with Bill and Marion has endured 35 years of us living quite a ways away in southwestern Ontario, and I'll bet you we've been in contact probably at least once a month all through that 35 years, either by email or phone, or we'd go up to Guelph, go out to lunch when they were down. And about 56 years ago, they drove all the way down to attend Ruth Ann and I's 50th anniversary. That says something about the friendship that developed, because they were well in their 80s making that junket. We are so delighted to have known and lived beside them and traveled throughout the world with them. And I'm sure Marion is looking down here tonight saying, thank you folks for coming. And we just were delighted to be here. Thank you.
Fantastic. And thanks to all of our those of you that want to say words on the mom's behalf. Thank you so much. So I'm going to share one last memory I have of my mom at the end of this. And sorry, at the end of this, I'm going to ask or propose a toast to my mom. So if you have a glass, you want to get ready, so you may do that. I remember my mom's generosity and kindness. Mom gave in so many ways to so many people. She volunteered preparing coffee in the church hall after service. She delivered meals to the elderly and shut-ins. She volunteered in the gift shop at the art gallery. However, I think they lost money because Mom could never figure out how to use the cash register. If you know my mom's technology, that wouldn't surprise you. She collected donations at the mall for the hospital, and the list goes on. I think you heard some of those other examples here. Mom's willingness to give reminds me of a story that I think demonstrates how she viewed life. The story is about a woman who had the chance to see heaven and hell before she died. She opened the door to hell and saw a large banquet hall filled with people. They were wearing beautiful clothes and sitting at a dining table filled with incredible food. The people, however, were miserable and hungry, because their cutlery was longer than their arms, and they could not get the food into their mouths. Then the woman opened the door to heaven. She saw the same banquet hall with the same people, in the beautiful clothes, and the same dining table, and all the incredible food, and also the cutlery that was so long. These people, though, were laughing and singing and well fed, and that's because they chose to feed each other. I remember my mom always wanting to feed and help others. She touched the lives of so many in this way, many of whom I know are in this room today. Please join me in a toast to Marion. Mom, we will love you and miss you very much. To Marion. Thanks for that. Before we finish, I'd like to thank our musicians for performing the beautiful music in Mom's honor. The performers are our children, Carla and Mari, our children, Sydney, Lauren, Judy, and Liam, who you met earlier, and they're going to play some more after this, right? And my sister Carol, who played as well. Anyone else that would like to play, you're more than welcome to. I know there's some players in the room. We'd love to hear you as well if you'd like, come up and play. Our thanks to all of you for your love and support during the 10 months prior to my mom's passing. The many calls, visits, cards, emails, flowers, and gifts meant so much to my mom and dad. I have no doubt that Mom fought as hard and long as she did because she wanted to spend a little more time with all of you. Please stay and enjoy the food and refreshments, and most of all, time together. That's what Mom would have wanted. Thank you all. Have a great day.